Howdy, howdy, everybody. This is Tyleigh coming to you with a base tour on the Avotopia server. This is the patron server for Avomance. You can visit the site on engine and avomance.com, as well as link and subscribe to his channel. I'll put all that information in the description below. But we are going to be closing out season 1, so I wanted to just kind of do a base tour, as this was my very first time playing Minecraft, and especially on a Minecraft server, so I'm kind of attached to these builds. Most of the things that you are going to see are, kind of your standard stuff, but I do want to at least show off a little bit of what my efforts are during the last 9 months that I have been playing Minecraft. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so when we come through the portal house here, as you can see, I am part of the north group, and as you can see here, this is a map of my base. You can see here I've got lots of different buildings and stuff, and the thing that I'm probably most proud of is my park and of course that pixel art there, and we're going to visit each one of those. So let's first start out by visiting the mansion. So this is actually a build that was done by Avomance back in August, I think, of 2019, and I have prettied it up and everything. I have added a basement floor to it, as you can see. I think originally it was only kind of like a three-story build here, and I actually added this lower basement floor. So I really love this because it really captures the essence of the area. I love this little water feature. A lot of times I catch turtles swimming in and out of there, and it looks like there's a chicken egg, so at some point in time there's that nice little chicken. I'll leave him there to kind of flutter about and swim because I don't have time for that right now. Alright, so let's take a look at the house. Alright, so when we enter in the building, we're coming into the main floor, and in here we have our little puppy dog. We have our seating area and our kitchen. I do have a working fridge here. You step on that pressure plate, the fridge door opens, and we've got a nice little compartment there. Got our cake, because what kitchen is complete without having a cake. My little stove here with the oven hoods. I love my ceiling. And the other entrance here that will go out later on. We'll come up the stairs to the living quarters. I have a couple of guest bedrooms here, complete with kitty cats for all your animal comfort needs. Little wardrobe. Hello, puppy dog. This is the master bedroom and the master bath. Actually, this bathroom is shared by all of the guests. I do also have a working jacuzzi tub. Well, I guess it wouldn't be jacuzzi because there's no bubbles in it, but it's at least a working tub. Alright, we'll come back in here. We can watch our favorite game TV show of Donkey Kong. And then we'll come up the stairs, and this is just basic manual storage. So lots of different things. I originally had chests in here, and I found that the chest really didn't give the aesthetic that I wanted. The barrels work a whole lot better in here, and I love it. There's just an enormous amount of space here for anything and everything to collect. And of course we collect way too much. Like, I have so much stuff up there that I'll never use, and especially now with the server restart, I certainly won't be using it all. Down in the bottom floor, which is the one that I added, is the entertainment area and the work area. So I have the enchantment area there. I have an auto brew station. An auto brewing station, and I'll put the links of where I got a lot of these builds that I can remember. And I honestly don't remember who it was that I looked at that I did this build from. But essentially what it is you press the buttons of the ingredients that you want based on whatever potion that you're wanting to do. And when you do that, it will go in, drop into these hoppers here, and it will go in the order of what the button was pressed. So the hopper will fill up with all of the items that you're wanting to add to it. It'll make the potion, and then it will drop it down into that chest. And then it will automatically refill with another set of water bottles ready for the next potion. So it's actually very convenient. You can make lots of different potions. This is my potion storage area here. We have our pool table. Saw this online. I just thought it was really, really cool. These are made with birch and dark oak signs to make the pool cues there, and then carpet on top of it. And then every basement needs its own little chapel, right? And then this is the office. It's where I can come in and I can kind of talk with people. I've got my little chair and they've got their chair. And it is also complete with the executive potty, which is the disposal system. So chuck things down there, it falls down into a system down below of redstone and cactus. So it dispenses unwanted items very easily. Alright, so that is my house. Everything else is just a house. Alright, so we'll come out here on the initial balcony. Off over there is just some basic farms. We'll take a look at those real briefly. A lot of these builds, of course, because this is Avomance's server, I do a lot of build tutorials from Avomance. So this is a stone's throw away rock quarry. This is a cobblestone generator and a stone generator. So if you don't have silk touch, then once you do the cobble, it goes into the hopper here, goes into that furnace, and then when the furnace is lit, then it turns into stone. So I can make either cobblestone or regular stone with a regular pickaxe. And then we've got our standard issue sugarcane farm and our standard issue bamboo and cactus XP farm. Collect the bamboo, it fuels the furnace, and then it cooks the cactus for XP should I turn the hopper off. So in here I have the bridge to go over into the park. I love this little park. It's very peaceful. So when we come in, we meet Jeb, the multicolored sheep. Hi Jeb, how are you doing, buddy? You doing okay? Yeah? All right. I had somebody that was visiting here recently call this oh, you have a phone booth. Really? It's a TARDIS. It's not just any phone booth. It's a TARDIS. And then we have the water closet. As you can see, the little outhouse thing. So it's another waste disposal system, so you can drop any unwanted items there in that cauldron there, and it will drop into a cactus below for disposal. This is another one of my favorite builds. This is Fox the Phoenix. So my icon, if you will, is a phoenix. I love the phoenix. I love what it represents. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. So when I saw this, I really just wanted to make it. So part of it was a tutorial, part of it was my own design as far as the colors and stuff go. But anyway, so yeah, so that's my Fox Guardian. And then we'll come over here to the rest of the garden. And this is the nice little water feature here. You can get on the swing if we wanted to and just kind of, go about and relax. This is the Avo fountain, although this is not his design, it is somebody else's design, but it was specifically meant as a thank you for the server to him. So there you go, Avo. I really like this fountain too. It turned out really nice. And then we have the viewing platform here. Go up the little stairs. This is one of the first features that I found on this little plot of land that I had. I called this the beating heart. It was actually made by accident. I was pulling some lava for, I don't even remember what I was using it for, but I pulled some lava and it started making the flow, because you know lava doesn't regenerate like water does with water sources, so it doesn't have any source blocks. So once you remove it, it just starts to move. So I just really like that. So anyway, so that's the park. Now we'll come over here to the barn. And this is where all the animals are. So we have our standard issue wool farm. I really like this compact design. It's like it goes back and forth every other block, so I have all 16 colors within 16 blocks. And they produce pretty well. I've never had a problem with wool production. It does do very well. It's all the little piggies. I think Crispy Bacon is in there someplace. That is a manual pig farm, but I think it's more of just a friendly pig farm at this point. And then we have our cow cooker. So you feed the cows from up top. They produce, the babies drop down in there, and then a lava blade sends them once they are adult size. And our chicken cooker, this one is an Avomance design, or a tutorial that I followed. So the idea behind this is the chickens lay the egg. The eggs shoot out through a dispenser into here. The little chicks grow up and they suffocate. And then they fall into a hopper, and then I have raw chicken to be able to eat when I need it. And that's just a little horse stable. My little horses. And this is my wood farm. This also was an Avomance design. I'm not sure fully if the outside was his or not, because I don't think he actually did a tutorial of the building itself. But I think I just kind of watched the video multiple times and kind of created it around it. But it essentially is an auto farm. So the idea is you plant a tree in that little plot of grass there. This dispenser shoots out bone meal that is in this chest, and it grows the tree. When this observer sees the leaves, then it causes the pistons to fire and pushes the logs down a block. Doesn't always break the leaves, unfortunately, so I do hand break a lot of the leaves, but it will continue to push until it gets here. And in this row here, there's an observer there, so when it sees the trees, the row of trees get to this block, then it fires and it causes these pistons here to push forward. So that's a lot of wood, and I can harvest that either from in here or I can harvest it from the front. But anyway, so yeah, that's my tree farm. Next thing on the list before I get eaten by a zombie is the villager trading hall. And again, I'll put the description of who I copied this design from. It is a tileable design, and I know OMG Chad from OMG Craft did something similar to this, and this may actually be one of his designs, or maybe he copied it from somebody else. But the building itself is one that I kind of did, but the idea is that the villagers will come from a specific area. They'll come up on these rails, and I learned that I had to train them elsewhere. So once I dialed in their profession that I wanted, which this was mostly made as a library. So once the librarians were what I called hired, then they came here on their rail. They came up through here, and this activator rail pushed them over, and then they fell down into the hole. So I train my villagers by lowering this lever. They fall down, and the zombie is basically my encourager, and he encourages them by zombifying them to give me better prices, because then once they are zombies, then I cure them, they talk to their neighbor, and now I have better prices for the books or whatever stuff that I have. So most of the stuff that I have are basically 1 emerald and a book for all my books. The other thing I've got here is a skeleton farm. Now, the thing that I love about the skeleton farm is it's actually a double skeleton farm. Speaking of skeletons, it is a double spawner. I came across one of the spawners, and then I had one of the administrators of the server say, hey, do you know that there is another spawner like just a few blocks away from the one that you have? So I got the coordinates, and sure enough, there it was. So there is one spawner that is back over this direction, and there's one actually right below where I'm standing. So if I'm standing here on the kill spot, I activate both spawners, and they both come in, and I get a pretty good return. These chests are all full of stuff. And I also created an item sorter just for the bones and the arrows. I don't want to show you that yet. And I relocated this village from over that direction, and so I have every profession. So I think there's 16 villagers over here, along with some animals, because with every village they need some animals somewhere. They've created their golems as their protectors. Now this village is a protected village, in that there is redstone all underneath these grass blocks, and it's linked to this one spot. So when I flip this lever, then what happens is a block goes in front of all of the doors. So when the villagers are in their houses, they are completely safe from any raids. I got this idea from one of the Avotopia players. His name was Pikiti. Alright, so the other thing too that is wired in here is there is an observer. You can kind of see it at the head of the bed. And so what happens is when a villager lays down in the bed, the observer sees the change in the bed, and then it lifts up this block, that same block that the main switch flipped. It raises that block in front of the door, so again, the villagers are safe at night. So they are completely safe from raids, if I'm aware. And we are going to visit Bobby Joe's Sweet Nothings Bakery. So Bobby Joe here is selling some cakes and cookies and pies and bread. Basic food. We also have our coffee maker over here for anybody that likes to drink coffee. I am, for one, am not much of a coffee drinker, but hey, to each their own, right? And then the water cooler. I love this water cooler. Again, I'll put the links if I can find the makers of all these things, because that's just so cool. This basically is a couple of armor stands with a red and a blue helmet, and they're squished together with pistons on either side. They're dropped into a hole, and then got some banners and also item frame with a what do you call it, a slab, blue glass with some water behind it. I mean, it's just a great design. It was so creative and so neat. I had to have it. Upstairs is just some more seating area for the bakery. I'll close that up. Right. We're going to come right along here. We'll come back to that monstrosity here in just a few minutes. Alright, and here we have Yol Yum Yum Shop. This is the raw food store. So in here we have our carrots and our potatoes and our watermelon. And around over here we have some pumpkins. So this is just for anybody that just likes those raw foods, that are needing some food, whatnot. We have, again, some additional seating up top here. If I can get down the ladder. And then down here is where all of the important stuff happens. So we have some villagers in the farm up here that are actually doing the harvesting. They are the ones that are supplying Ye Olde Yum Yum Shop. So this is the hard worker right here. And I called this section actually my Emerald Farm because I take the carrots and the potatoes that these guys farm and I trade with them. So it works out really good. They work for me. I don't pay them, but they pay me, and then I give them back the things that they actually harvested. Is that wrong? Not quite sure. But anyway, so that's our farmer, and they do great work. They work hard. And I do have 3 levels to that, so it produces quite a bit of crops. More than I would ever need in a gazillion lifetimes. And you saw the pumpkin and the watermelon, so these are my builds here. And again, I think Avomance actually did these. So there you go. We will continue down the path over here to the village breeder. Now, I'm almost positive that this particular design, as far as this goes, and even the carrot and potato farm, I got, I believe, from Pixel Riffs, and I think he got it from somebody else, and again, I will put the links in the description if I can find them. But the actual village breeder itself, I think, is also coming from that one as well. I got the piston, the on-off switch, which allows the farmer to throw food to the 2 villagers so that they can make little baby villagers and then fall down through that hole there. I got that idea from Scout's Mouse, and I have included his link down below as well. He's got an incredible channel. He's one of the Trycrafters, so go check him out and subscribe and like his videos because they're really cool. And next we have a beehive house, and this is from Spiderweb Ninja. Thank you, Spiderweb. This is such a great build. I love this. I haven't had a chance to decorate it yet. This is kind of a newer build for me. It's got, I think, 3 different floors. We have a little balcony right out here, and it's great to sit and kind of watch the sunset, see what's going on in the world, see what's going around. And then we have the tippy top floor. It's got some great views from all of the window of my base and everything that's going on outside. This is just an overall great build. I love every bit of it. Thank you, Spiderweb Ninja, for such a great tutorial on this. And of course, with every beehive house, you must have a bee sanctuary. This is the bee farm, and this is a design by Mythical Sausage. So, but yeah, this is a Mythical Sausage build, and I will put the link of the tutorial in the description for you to take a look at if it's something that you want to build. It's a, from everything that I can tell, a pretty classical Mythical Sausage build. That's the village that I relocated over there. And of course, no body of water is complete without a little raft made of campfires that are put out. Nice little raft. Now, this is my very, very first build that I did on the server after I built a little mud hut over there before the mansion was there. And I trucked over the villagers from that village over on that side to build the monstrosity iron farm as you see here. It is very, very, very productive. That is Sparky, the zombie, going round and round and round. And his purpose essentially is to frighten our villagers. He is only there for a very short period of time. They calm down, relax, and then he comes back around, moans and groans, and they flip out and freak out, and they're going, ah, Golem, Golem, Golem. And they produce a golem who then falls into the killing chamber pool and falls into the lava and gives me iron. It produces very, very well. But in future episodes or future builds, I will be taking this down a lot, as there have been so many compact iron farms that have been created. Scouse Mouse Minecraft has created probably one of the best ones that has then been added to by Gobsmith Games, and then Avomance has also done his version of that farm as well. Really compact designs, and hopefully we'll be able to show that off in another episode at some point once we upgrade to the 1.16. And then we have our very simple, somewhat early game redstone powered wheat farm. I mean, and it can be any kind of farm. It works off of water. So there's some water behind. Press the button. The water goes through and harvests the crops. It is semi-automatic in that you do have to go through and replant your crops. This is one of my favorite things. Anybody guess what it is? Yep, it's the Panda Sanctuary. So in here is a nice little jungle sanctuary, and I've got some birds, some parrots, and some ocelots, and of course pandas. And I even got some brown pandas. I had a visitor that helped to create this brown panda because I originally only had 2. I don't have any silly pandas though. With all the pandas that are in here, they're just kind of normal pandas. I don't have any sick ones. I don't have any grumpy ones. They're just all just normal pandas. If you've never seen a silly panda, you really should try to see one. They are the cutest things ever. When they're adults, they stick their tongues out and just roll and roll and roll. It's very cute. Alright, so the last thing I saved to the final because this is the thing that I am most proud of. And it is up this water elevator. And we're going to go all the way to the top. Alright, here we go. This is my pride and joy right here. This is my pixel art. This actually was a picture based off a 9/11 thing for the United States to kind of commemorate and give tribute to those who died during the 9/11 2001 attacks. So this was my just kind of commemorative of that, and turn that into a pixel art. Those are all wood blocks and carpets that have created this, as well as a few pumpkins and stuff to provide a little bit of light on there, but those were all individual blocks that were placed. And underneath that is the trading hall. So this is the roof of the trading hall. But I really just love the way that turned out. I've gotten a lot of compliments on it. And as you can see, this is my build from way up here. And it's not very clear day, but on a clear day you can actually see the whole entire base. We can kind of see it from here. Got the village off to the left, or to the right rather, and then the park. And the phoenix and the bee nest. Yeah. So, this is my build. I appreciate you taking the time and letting me show you all the marvelous things that I was able to accomplish during this season on the Avotopia server, on Avomance's patron server that he provides for us. And I just had a great time this season. I learned so much about Minecraft. Everything I know I learned in this particular season, and it's helped me to grow. And I thank you for taking the time to enjoy. Hopefully you enjoyed this tour. There's more things coming in future episodes, as well as other things that I'm building in my tutorials, so please join me. If you like what you saw, which I know you do, but make sure to hit that like button, and please subscribe to my channel so that I can keep making videos like this. And if you have any suggestions on things that you would like for me to work on or to do, things to build, things to teach on, please put those in the comments below so that I can be sure to do that. Thank you so much for joining me today. Bye now.